Hi everyone, it's Gail, and I am here today. I am going to make some journal covers, and so I thought I would just turn on the camera, bring you along, and just show you my methods. I have several to make and several different kinds, so I thought this might be a good opportunity to get a couple different kinds. Most they're fabric, but they're different types, and so just kind of show you how I do them similarly, differently, that sort of thing. But first, let's say hi and hugs to Vanita, Vanessa, Michael, and Doreen. Thank you so much for watching and your nice comments. So I have some finished journal covers that I did with the Kath Holden fabric, and I might use those as a little, sort of a little example here in a minute. Maybe we'll just start with that because otherwise I'm going to be having too much stuff here. So this one, for instance, it's got the different sort of fabrics within the fabric, if that makes sense. And so I just sewed around them. And I find that to be a great time to use up scraps of batting because you're sewing here, there, and everywhere. You're kind of tacking them down. And so that makes a good use of scraps. And the other thing that I would say is with like cotton fabric, I do like to use a little batting just to give it a little more substance. And sometimes I don't use batting if I'm using upholstery fabric or something heavier like that. So on most of my journals, granted, I use old books and cardboard boxes sometimes and those kind of things. And there should be in my playlist, I have a playlist, journal covers. There should be some examples of making those kind of things. But I really love using a 9 by 12 manila envelope as a base. It just see how bendy it is. File folder can be used as well, but it's just stiffer. And so I prefer the envelope. So I am going to prepare a couple of these envelopes with the scraps because, first of all, let them dry. And I'll show you this one. I have this one that I want to do. This is another Kathy Holden. And this one is like the old paint by numbers. And see, I'll be stitching where there's different pictures. So this will be a good one. And I think this is going to be a great cover for a guy's journal. This particular section of this fabric, it's got the deer, it's got hunting dogs, pheasants, and ducks. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that one. Now, okay. So then we'll get on to the other ones as we go. So really, I think I only need to make, looking at my pile, I only need to make one with scraps. So let's just get started. I found these peel ones and I love them because I can just put down the flap. If that little clasp is there, I like to take it out. It usually leaves a hole, but no biggie. Then I just glue down the flap over it and there you go. So I don't know why, but I always start with this side as the front. You could do either. And all I'm going to do is just kind of fit these bits and pieces where I think they will fit. And it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. So yeah, these are just from past quilting projects. Made a quilt for my daughter that had all of her t-shirts from her college volleyball team. And you guys know that I'm not like the world's best quilter by any means. I'm not great at it. So I think let's see, I think I'm just going to cut this one about right here. So it's just kind of piecing them in, but like I say, it's a great way to use up your little scraps that you end up with if you know, and then if not, like I have down here at my feet, I have a new piece, you know, a new bag. That's what I want. That's the word I want. I have a new bag of batting down there. There we go. See that? And that's just fine. If there's a little crack, it's no big deal. So great. I think I might be done with those. I'm going to set those aside. But then we're going to just, all I'm going to do is put a little Fabri-Tac to hold them in place. And I'm not going to the edges because that's where I'm going to sew, right? You had that figured out already. I know. So yeah, just getting some, well, I'm going to make the journal cover for my next journal. And I thought, you know what? I had several that were like, I want to make those. And so I thought, might as well just do it all at once and do a video. So that was my strategy today. So yeah. It's a nice day here today. Gosh, we're supposed to have some really warm weather. It's just weird for winter, but can't remember which ones I've done because I'm blabbing. But yeah, it's real warm, so I'd like to take a walk after lunch before doing the next video. Okay, so then I'm going to leave that to dry while we prepare the other sides of it, if you will. Now, I will warn you that there's going to be sewing in this video, so if sewing bothers you, feel free to turn off the sound, fast forward, whatever you have to do. So this is another Kathy Holden here, and I am going to just cut a piece. Let me grab my fabric scissors. I have them over in a little sewing cabinet, and one of my subbies said, you know, you should have those right there, tie a ribbon around them or something so that you know they are your sewing scissors. I'm grabbing a piece of ribbon so that you know they're your sewing scissors, and then you can use them on fabrics and stuff and keep them handy, because my scissors that I'm using right now are dreadful for fabric. They kind of just chew it instead of cutting it. Okay, so there we go. Thank you to whoever suggested that. You're absolutely right. I should have them handy. Okay, so what do we have here? This is good length. Okay, I'm just going to take off the salvage here. Okay. Sometimes I keep the salvages. These aren't particularly, you know, too exciting, so I'm just going to toss that. Okay, so let us just pop that way. Pop this way. I have you backed out a little bit today from what I usually do when I'm crafting, because I'm going to have my sewing machine over here at certain points, and yeah, I just thought I would have you back so you can see a little bit more. Hopefully you're seeing. Just still be down a little bit, don't I? Okay, so that's going to be the inside. It looks like wood, so it's kind of fun. And then I don't measure too much, you know. I just go for it. This piece, if I recall, when I cut these out, or this piece, the top piece is, yep, 13 by almost 10. I just give a little extra for fraying and that kind of thing, you know. Okay, get this over here. And I do not purport to be an expert, you know. I'm just showing you how I do it. I'm sure others have good ways of making their covers, and you know, I don't purport to be an expert. I just do what works for me. So good. Now we've got that. So we are done with this beautiful fabric. Look at this. I got to show you this. Look at how it's almost like an old barrel or something, and it's got writing on it. Gosh, it's so cool. Anyway, Kathy Holden makes amazing fabrics. And guess what? She's coming out with a new line, because, you know, she's got, this is Flea Market Moxie. This one's from Flea Market Mix, and she's coming out with Flea Market Fresh is what's coming. And I've already got my pre-order in. I'm so excited. So, okay, so then we've got our cover and we've got our inside cover. I think I'm going to flip this around because that cool writing is right there. So that's how that's going to be. So let's grab, it's probably fairly dry. So then I also put some Fabri-Tac on to adhere these a little bit. I don't go to the edge or try to stay, I don't know. I probably will get in spots where these are. So I'll just set it aside to dry really well. So I just kind of do a little like this, a little back and forth, if you will, to just kind of tack it down so it doesn't move on me. And then I'll just place this, hopefully to have some good edges. I'm a little short on the bottom, so I'm just scooting it up a little bit. Okay, that should do. That should do. Ooh, so now that feels puffy. It's so yummy. I do love the envelopes too, because, you know, when I do a one signature and then if I heavily decorate it, it almost gets round, the journal. It just feels so good in your hands. Okay, I was debating, did I want to put pockets in? I don't think I'm going to at this moment, but if I were going to, I would take my fabric or whatever, lace, whatever I was making my pockets out of, and I would sew that on before putting this onto the envelope, if that makes sense. And like I say, I do have other videos where I show these things, but I am not going to because I love that writing on there. And so I'm just doing a bit here again. And we're just going to kind of match this up with the front piece of fabric, so they're about the same. Okay, there we have that. So I am going to set that aside to dry. And because I'm going to want it dry when I'm sewing around. And, you know, I can kind of leave the sewing till last too, so that guys can just, you know, watch what you want to watch. Okay, so here's another envelope. This is going to be my next journal cover. So I'm excited to get this done. Look at this piece of fabric. Isn't that so cool? And I'm not totally remembering where I got it. Someplace on Etsy, but it might be upholstery fabric. It's got little bumps. It just feels awesome. And it's very heavy. So I'm thinking I'm just going to use it with no, I'm going to use it with no batting is what I'm going to do. So I think I might have got this at Vintage Polka Dot Shop. Either there or More Fabrics, I'm not sure. But I would like to use this right here for my cover. So what I'm going to do is turn it over and just kind of put my envelope on it. And it looks to me as though, I mean, it's somewhat straight. It's not totally straight as these things sometimes go, but there are lines on it going this way and this way, stitching lines that I'm going to try and kind of follow. So let's give it a whirl here. I'm just going to go up this one. See, I'm getting a little closer to my envelope, but that's okay. I think we'll be good. And I'm going to go about up to that one. Okay. And I'm going to turn it. Ooh, without moving it is what I'm trying to do here. Okay. And then we'll go, let's see, maybe, how thick do I want that? Maybe right about here. Maybe, yeah, maybe this line. We'll just go on this line and see how we do. Glad I have my sewing scissors. Now my glasses are falling down. I can't see. Oh man, the struggle is real with these glasses. I want my old glasses back so bad, but Costco won't fill a prescription in them, so I don't know. I gotta ask my son-in-law where can I go to get my old glasses with new prescription, because I didn't get the frames at Costco, so they won't. There we go. Okay, so the awesome thing is yeah, I've got one more cover, and then this part is, what is it? It's about 8.5, so it could make kind of a shorter journal. So I could conceivably have 4 more journal covers out of that. Oh, I just think it's so lovely. Okay, so I can set that aside. We've got our cover going, and then I grabbed this. I thought this would be nice on the inside. And I don't know, maybe I'll do pockets with that shorter bit. What do you think? Well, let's get this done. And then we'll decide. Okay? Does that sound good? Sounds like a plan. Okay, I am just going to see, it's not straight. So it's going to be a little funky, but see how that hangs over right there? I'm deciding if I should cut it off now. Maybe, huh? Okay. We're just going to cut it so it's straight. See how that works. Okay. Well, I got crumbs all over this now. Let me just shake this off in my garbage. Okay. Okay, that should work better, I think. If I line that up. Line that up. Yep, that's better. And I can always cut off any overhang and that sort of thing. I don't worry about it too much. Oh, I just love this fabric though. I saw it and I was like, oh, I have to do it. So this is going to be my Art Nouveau journal. It's going to have this cover. Won't that be so fun? Woo. I love starting a new project. It just gets me all excited. Okay, we're just going to cut this little strip off. This will either make a, it's probably too skinny for a ruffle, maybe a tag topper or something. Kind of like watching paint dry, have me do that, isn't it? Okay, good. Set that aside. Alrighty then, let's continue. So first thing I want to do is get the cover on. And so all I'm going to do is give this a squirt again. Like so. Okay, and I kind of want to go like this. Put my cover face down, and then I can kind of see better that I have the edges like I want them. About like that. Okay, so there's that. And then we can, oh, I wanted to maybe do pockets, didn't I? Let's do that, and then I can show you that. Okay, I'm going to set this aside, and that's great because it can dry a little bit. We'll just put it behind us, and, you know, ideally, you probably iron your fabric. I don't. Let's just say it gives it texture when it has a wrinkle or two in it. Oh, boy. But, okay, so this part, I think I'm going to just cut that into, let's cut it right down this line as well. Where we were cutting this one, where was it? About right about here. Lost my line. I can't. This is making my eyeballs go completely crazy. But it'll be good. Be just fine, Gail. Keep going. Okay. So now this piece can go back in my covers fabric drawer. Oh gosh, I have lint all over me. Okay. So how deep do we want our pocket is the question. And this stuff is fray-y. I'm going to have to put fray check on it, which is just fine. But, I'm thinking about, you know, I think I'm going to fold it over because otherwise, how's that going to be? Is it going to be okay? Well, we won't know necessarily till we try, will we? So I kind of like it to be here, but we need to fold it over. I think I'm going to go right here. just move this before I cut it. How about? It's almost like needlepoint. I mean, you can really see in between the threads, you know. But yeah, if we're going to turn it over, we have to do that before we sew it onto the background. Okay, there we go. So we have this little bit. Might make some fabric tags out of that. Okay, then let's you know what I think I might do is I think I might take some Fabri-Tac and just go on the very edge of this, just to help hold it while I sew it. Okay, and then this about there-ish. It's going to be rather thick, but I think it'll be okay. Yeah. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do on the top is just sew right along the edge, kind of, with just a straight stitch. So if I get the sewing machine right about there, you can kind of see. I know it's not ideal, but I appreciate you keeping me company on this little journey. Okay, yep, I think if I sew right about there, that should be pretty good. Let's see how my sewing machine does with this thick. It's not loving it, but I did backstitch a little bit. You're doing good, little machine. Look at you go. Good job. Good job. Hang in there. Good job. I find it helps to talk to my machine. You are awesome. And done. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Oh, yes, that feels great. Okay. So I also was really smart and filled the bobbin, another bobbin before I started. How's that for being prepared? Okay, so now, let's see. Which side is... It's this side. Okay. They have all sorts of stuff. Okay. So then we can just sew it onto there. Oh man, that's going to be right here. It's going to be thick on the envelope, isn't it? Well, we shall just do the best we can. That's all we can do, right? Okay, now I'm going to sew the pocket on. I might put a pin or two in that. Just grab these, they're easy to reach. Just a couple. Hold it where it's supposed to be. Okay. Okay. I think I have messed around enough that I'm ready. All right. I think I'm gonna, I think I'll just do a straight stitch. It kind of disappears in the tufts of this fabric. So I kind of like how it's working there. All right. Actually do a better job by hand than I do pinning, to be honest with you. Okay. Back stitched a little bit just because that's a tension point. I'll just throw those pins up there in case we need them later. Okay. So let's get this. So this is the front this way. This is going to go right here. Okay. So let's put some glue on. Getting ahead of myself. Oh, I'm so excited to have this done. It means I can start on this journal. Woohoo! And then I'll just have the others, you know, I have a couple of shelves of covers that are already made up, ready to go when the inspiration strikes me for that particular journal. See, I kind of smoothed out the wrinkle by gluing it. Anything to get out of ironing. Okay, that's all good. Now let's turn it over and let's stitch around. Don't really have to wait for that glue to dry because I didn't put any at the edge. And I like to start at this corner. This is the back lower corner. It's, to me, if I mess up, it's on the back. That's my rationale. Okay, guys, I am going to, usually I do a zigzag. I'm going to do a straight stitch on this because I don't want the stitching necessarily to be the, to be able to see it, you know. And I'm going to be kind of slow at this, so fast forward if you want to. But, especially when we get up here to the folded pocket, I don't want to stress out my machine. Oh, it's going over it just fine because it's so good. You're so good, little machine. You're so good. This fabric is a little bit stretchy, so that's not great, but let you chug along. Good job, little machine. Good job. Where's my, yep. I think I'm going to have a little, is that too much extra? That'll be fine. I have a plan. Okay. Okay, we're just about to that heavy part again. I'm just going to help it a little. Get it over the hump. Okay, I'm running into things on my desk. That's always a problem. Okay. Come over this way. Nope, not quite yet. Sorry, I'm knocking things over. Jeez, my glue and stuff. Don't need you right there. Okay. That's down. Okay, here we go. We're on the final stretch. Just trying to smooth it out a bit because it really wants to bunch because it's stretching as my there we go, back stitch, and we're done. Sewing. We're not done. We have more to do. Okay, figure out our strings, give them a clip. Okay, so next on this, I am going to go around and clip it a bit where it hangs over too much, like here, and the pocket does too. So where's my sewing scissors? Just going to even it up with the edge of the front cover. Oop. Okay. Oh, I keep thinking this is a cutoff, so I might have to find a different ribbon. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna, this is slightly, so just gonna even it up. Okay, there we are. So now, hang on one second while I get something to cover my mat a little bit. Sorry, that took me a minute. I grabbed my fray check at the same time in case we need it. I think we will. Okay, I'm just gonna use this because I'm gonna get glue all over the place in this part. And what I like to do is to go around the edges with Fabri-Tac to really just glue the front and the back fabrics together. So this edge is going to be fine on this side, but this could fray here, so we'll work on that a little bit. How are we doing time-wise, guys? Okay, only 20 minutes left. Well, I was a little over I don't know, optimistic, a little over optimistic on how much I'd get done, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna, on some fabrics, this is enough, but I think this fabric may be very frayable. Is that a word? So I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just pulling it back and getting the upholstery fabric glued down to the blue fabric. Or in this case, it's the pocket that's over a bit. I just press it down and then that will dry on there. See, that's starting to fray right there. I'm just going to put a little Fabri-Tac there, put those fibers. This also might be a really good journal to put like Tim Holtz book corners on. I think I will do that because that will keep the corners from fraying. Okay, I've got the cover down to the backing, but now I'm going to go where the pocket hits the backing. So I'm going to do it one more time down here. Okay. Alrighty, so that's good for that. Then the fray check. This bottle looks done. So I do have the fray check on my Gail's Favorite Things, but you can get it at like Joann's or sewing stores too. There's a little bit left in this one, so we'll do that first. I'm going to put this topper on it though. This topper, I think I just got it with my glue, and see how it's got like two little teeth kind of, and you can run that along your, I don't think I want it though because I think this is too thick. I might just use the fray check as is without that. Okay, so this gets a little bit messy because this stuff just kind of runs all over, but you just go along the edges, and it's another kind of glue really, and it dries clear, but it just keeps those fibers from coming loose. So I'm going to try to do both sides because I've got the pocket on this edge. And I want the pocket to be sealed as well. So a bit tedious. I'm sure it is a bit tedious to watch, but it's a necessary step in the, okay, that one's okay. It's a necessary step in the completion of a journal cover. So just kind of showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly here. Ooh. See, it's starting to drip. Probably squeezing too hard or something. Okay. Now the only other place is just right down here on this pocket. Okay. All right, and then I'll just leave that to dry. And other than putting the book corners on it, this journal cover is done. Oh, isn't that fun? I love it. Okay, we're gonna set this back over here, and we're gonna continue on. So I'll show you the other ones that I wanted to finish. I wanted to finish this one. This again is one of the Kathy Holden fabrics. This is the needlepoint one, and I slow stitched over the top of it. And then this is going to be the inside. So there's that one. I have this yummy yummy bit of quilting that I think I'm going to put this on the inside, and then an envelope, of course. And then this is I know I got this from Amore Fabrics. This is an old quilt, and so going to make a boho cover out of that. And then this came with it. So that's what I've got going, guys. This one is going to be just like the this one. I'm going to do it exactly the same as this one. So, but I'm going to use a full piece of batting because I'm not going to sew around these at all. I did that on this one, same fabric, and I did that on this one, but this one with the slow stitch, I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to do a full piece of batting, and then that is the inside, also a Kathy Holden. So those can get done here. I think we might do this one or get started on it, and this one is not going to have batting because once again it is it's thick. It's already quilted. So let's do that. And then let's measure our piece because I do believe this is a bit big for the 12 by. Okay, well this way, and I think this is the way I wanted it. It is right around 12 and a half. So it's good. It's good. We'll be able to make that fit, I think. And then this way, we want it to be maybe about 10 to start. So I'm actually gonna go this way because I want this teal. You know how I am. Okay, so let's see. Is this gonna? It's gonna fold fairly evenly, isn't it? Okay, let's cut this at 10, which is right here. Hope I'm still at 10. Yep. I'm following the stitching more than the marks on my mat. Okay. So wouldn't that be cute, like on the top of a pocket or something? Okay, so let's just get this down, and then it can dry up while we do the other one. You know, Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah and her mask making, it's kind of genius, really, because you have all the stuff out to do what you're doing. So it's kind of like, why not do a few more, you know? If you're doing one, you might as well, while all the stuff is out, you might as well get another one done, or another 4 or 6 or whatever. Okay, so there we go there. I'm not going to put a pocket in this. The other thing is if you decide you want a fabric pocket afterward, you can always sew around the pocket and glue it into your cover too. So there's going to be the front cover. And then I want this on the inside. Isn't that pretty? I love a little rosette sort of fabric. I just love it. Okay. I might say that. Alrighty then. Let's do this thing. Let's go 9 this way to begin with. And I am just, this rips really well. So actually, let's 10 this way to give ourselves a little leeway. Okay. Keep looking at my watch. I know we're running out of time. Oh goodness. Okay, so that's 10. So let's just do this. And then make it about strings everywhere. Okay, that's a cute little piece that could be part of a fabric flip or something, couldn't it? All right. I think we got most stringage out of our way. So then we are going to put down the back and sew around it. Bada bing, bada boom. You do go through the Fabri-Tac making journal covers. This is for sure. Okay. And as you've probably seen, I have gray thread in, and I love gray thread because it really goes with most everything. And so, you know, I mean, just kind of using it on all of these. Okay, so then we just have to sew around this one. That's all. And this time I'm going to do a zigzag. Just cause. Okay, so my bottom back corner, just going to start there. And going to back stitch a little. And because of how we have put this in, I just use the width of the presser foot as my guide going along, which those of you that sew know those things, but not everybody. You know, there's a lot of newbies, not only to journal making, but to sewing too, so. Now this one, I'm not going to be able to do that because it's a little longer. So I try to kind of feel sometimes where the where the envelope is, because I want the stitching through the envelope. So we may be cutting this down a skosh here. Okay, so the envelope's right there. We're doing good. Yeah. Yep. Yep, we're right on the edge of the envelope. It's a little long on this end, but that's okay. Now I'm going to keep watch of where that corner is. That looks pretty good. So we're going to turn it. Yep. And we can kind of straighten it up after we've got it sewn. Okay. Yep, it's definitely going to need a little straightening. Oh. But it so reminds me of my grandma's house that I love old quilts. I collect them, actually. I collect antique quilts. I have ever since I've had the brick and mortar store. It's just been sort of a thing. I'm running into things on my desk again. Alrighty then, that one's done. Oh, and we're just about out of time, aren't we? Okay, so all I will do with this is I'm gonna once again Fabri-Tac these edges. I'm just going to Fabri-Tac those edges together. I will cut this down just a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. And yeah, and there we go. There's our little quilted cover too. Well, thanks everybody so much for the help today. Let's see, how's our... This one's pretty dry now. It doesn't take long, but isn't that the funnest? We'll get working on this one. Yeah. So there's that. I just have to zigzag. Well, no, I have to do all the edges on this one. You know, quilt down here just with a straight stitch, and then that one will be done too. So I have a little sewing to do this afternoon, but like I say, you've got all the supplies out, why not do it? So in my next video, if I can get these done before my next video, either my next one or the one after that, I'll show you the finished products of all of these. So thanks everybody so much for crafting with me today. I hope you have a grateful day, and we'll just see you in the next video. Bye everybody.